We're both dead. Andrew Tate, whispering across the table, eyes locked with Kash Patel as the private dining room at the Mandarin Oriental went cold with silence. It wasn't just any dinner. It was the meeting that no one was supposed to know about. Two men from two worlds. One, a self-proclaimed top G, banned and unbanned across social platforms like a human pendulum of controversy. The other, a former national security advisor with access to secrets most of us couldn't even dream up. And yet, there they were, on camera, together. One night. One deal. One leak that could detonate everything. But why? Why would Andrew Tate, the man who built an empire on hypermasculinity and defiance, risk his name by sitting across from Kash Patel, a man still tethered to the shadows of Washington, D.C.'s darkest corridors? And what was in that small velvet box Tate slid across the table that made Patel's fingers tremble? Some say it was money. Others say it was data. But a few, those closest to the storm, claim it was something far more dangerous: leverage. Was this a political bribe cloaked in influencer glamour, or a blackmail operation, filmed and timed like clockwork? The leak didn't happen right away. For 42 days, the footage sat encrypted on a drive only two people knew existed. Then, boom, a Reddit post, anonymous, blurry frame, two silhouettes, three keywords: Mandarin, deal, unholy. From there, chaos. Andrew denied everything. Kash said he'd never been to that restaurant, but then the invoice surfaced. Table 17, 4 guests, champagne, caviar, and a curious line item: special envelope handling, $0. You can't make this up. What started as a dinner quickly unraveled into something darker. A scandal merging testosterone-fueled internet culture with the murky, weaponized secrets of U.S. politics. But who filmed the meeting? What was said once the waiter left? And most terrifying of all, what is the connection between this meeting and the mysterious arrest in Dubai just 3 days later? This is not a story about politics. It's not a story about fame. This is a story about two men whose worlds were never supposed to collide. Until they did. And when they did, they left a crater so deep, even the government scrambled to cover it. What was Tate really doing in the UAE? And who was that man in the white suit following him? Dubai. Luxury, lawlessness, and layers of secrecy wrapped in golden towers. When Andrew Tate's private jet touched down at Al Maktoum International Airport on April 14th, no one, not his fans, not even his haters, knew he had landed. He never posted. No stories, no tweets, just silence. But silence is louder than noise when it comes to someone like Andrew Tate. What was he hiding? According to flight logs, later leaked on a Telegram channel connected to ex-Intel officers, Tate wasn't alone. A second jet, smaller, unmarked, landed minutes later. On board, a man listed only as KP, with a diplomatic alias that has since been scrubbed from U.S. records. That's right, Kash Patel was in Dubai too. But why? Surveillance footage from the Jumeirah Emirates towers showed Tate entering a high-rise around 3:11 p.m. 27 minutes later, Patel followed, wearing a white suit and sunglasses, holding a briefcase chained to his wrist. Within an hour, both men left separately. No smiles, no handshake. But something had changed. The next day, Dubai police detained a British national in connection with an unregistered encrypted device linked to cyber operations in Europe. The man's name? Still classified. But according to a former MI6 analyst, the detained individual had direct ties to a Telegram channel that leaked the Mandarin footage weeks earlier. Coincidence? Or was this a cleanup job gone wrong? And here's the twist most people miss. During his stay in Dubai, Tate was scheduled to appear on a podcast hosted by a crypto billionaire. It was hyped as a bombshell interview. It never happened. The billionaire vanished. His company's offices raided. 3 days later, Kash Patel flew out of Dubai, directly to Serbia. And Tate? He stayed. Alone. Off-grid. So what really happened in that building? Was there a second recording? Did Kash Patel hand off classified material? Or was he being baited into a trap? Here's where it gets chilling. A leaked WhatsApp message, allegedly sent by Tate, read, "If I disappear, tell them it started with Kash. He brought the briefcase. I just opened it." Was this guilt? Or a warning? If you've been following so far, you know this isn't about clout or controversy anymore. This is about power. Pure, untouchable, government-infused power. And the stakes? They're no longer personal. They're global. Because what happened in Dubai didn't stay in Dubai. It echoed across 3 continents, and now people are going missing. Belgrade, Serbia. A city often overlooked. A place where history sleeps beneath cobblestones and secrets pass through phone lines like whispers in the fog. It was here, in a discreet concrete office on the 4th floor of an aging telecom building, that Kash Patel made a call he thought no one could trace. But he was wrong. On April 23rd, 8 days after the Dubai meeting, Kash entered Serbia under diplomatic pretense. According to leaked travel manifests, his visit was scheduled as cultural exchange. No press, no photos, no footprint. Yet within hours of arrival, he was seen at a restricted government compound, one not listed on any map. Then came the call, a burner line, just 4 minutes long. But 4 minutes can change everything. We don't know the voice on the other end, but intelligence circles believe it belonged to a military contractor, codenamed Greystone, who had ties to both the Pentagon and to a now-defunct AI surveillance company called Etherscope. Guess who once funded Etherscope? An anonymous Bitcoin donation linked to an IP address in Dubai, traced back to a device registered under Andrew Tate's real name. This is where it gets unsettling. Within 48 hours of that call, 2 ex-CIA cyber analysts vanished in Istanbul. Both were allegedly investigating Etherscope's dormant AI servers believed to be rebooted remotely during the Dubai incident. What does this mean? It suggests there's more than video footage involved. It suggests a data exchange. Kash Patel wasn't just carrying secrets. He was transmitting them. The briefcase Tate opened in Dubai? Possibly a decoy. The real payload? Code. Code embedded in video, slipped through encrypted channels using decentralized networks. And Tate? He played his role with reckless brilliance. His silence became a stage. His chaos, the perfect cover. But now, there's a fracture. Kash has gone quiet. Tate has returned to social media, tweeting veiled threats in Latin and cryptic chess references. One tweet simply read, "Sic mundus creatus est." If I fall, he burns too. That Latin phrase, "Thus the world was created." It's also the motto of an ancient secret society in German folklore, one obsessed with controlling reality through shadow networks. So, is this all just a game? Or a digital coup playing out in real time? And what about the missing analysts? Were they silenced? Or are they the ones leaking what's coming next? If you're still watching, you already know this goes deeper than anyone expected. And we confront the final question. What's in the vault? Because everything, every deal, every vanishing, every encrypted message points to one thing. A secret Tate is keeping buried beneath Romanian soil that Kash Patel once tried to buy. Bucharest, Romania. A country Tate once called his empire. A place where he claimed to be untouchable. And yet, beneath the flashy Bugattis and private villas, there was something no one saw until now. The vault wasn't in his house. It wasn't in the Cobra compound. It was 12 kilometers outside the city, buried beneath an abandoned Soviet communications bunker, wired, windowless, and surrounded by nothing but frozen earth and steel. And inside that vault, Not gold, not weapons, but data. Ancient, dangerous, digital data. CCTV footage from a Romanian telecom unit leaked just days ago revealed a black SUV arriving at the site at 2:13 a.m. Out stepped Andrew Tate, carrying nothing but a USB stick and a folded leather case. He entered the vault alone. 7 hours later, he emerged, disheveled, eyes sunken, like a man who had either seen God or struck a deal with the devil. Here's what we know. The vault wasn't just a storage unit. It was a cold server chamber, once used by Soviet intelligence to store analog blueprints. Tate had repurposed it, modernized it, turning it into a personal data bank. Encrypted messages, raw recordings, leverage. And what did Kash want from it? Blackmail material? Spy data on U.S. officials? Or something even more dangerous? Proof of a global manipulation network run not by governments, but by influencers? Think about it. A world where algorithms shape politics, where a tweet sparks war, where masculinity, loyalty, and digital warfare become tools for domination. Tate knew this. Kash tried to own it, but neither could control it. Because while they played chess, someone else was playing a deeper game. On July 19th, a leak surfaced on the dark web titled Project Gladius, a 247-page dossier detailing communications between high-level intelligence operatives and digital media icons. Among the names listed, Kash Patel and Tate's original Hustler's University IP address. At the end of the file, a chilling phrase. The vault was never meant to be found. If you're reading this, they're already watching. As panic spread, both men went dark. Tate deleted every post from the past 3 months. Kash canceled a keynote in Poland and vanished from public view. But here's where it hits hard. A final message appeared in Tate's old Telegram group, pinned for only 30 seconds before deletion. He wanted to silence me. I showed him the mirror. Now let the world decide who the real puppet is. Was this confession? A final strike? Or a warning of what's still coming? Because as of now, no one knows where the vault's contents are. The servers have been wiped, but traces remain, enough to tear reputations apart, enough to shift elections, enough to end careers and birth revolutions. So what does this mean for the rest of us? Maybe this was never about one man or one meeting. Maybe this was about showing us how fragile the truth really is, when filtered through money, fame, and digital fire. And maybe, just maybe, we've only seen the first move. Drop your theory in the comments. Who do you think orchestrated all this? Tate, Kash, or a ghost in the machine? And if this story gripped you, subscribe because we're not done. New files are surfacing, and the scandal isn't over, not even close.